Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Telepathy is the transference of pictures, words, and feelings. Our animals, they're all communicating with each other telepathically, and so once we have a basic understanding of telepathy, then we are able to communicate, get a sense of what they're sending us.
Please continue watching to find out more.
Be a vegan leader or face contempt from heaven and earth.
Salam means hello in Tigrinya, the widely spoken language in Eritrea. Sweet viewers, I extend my heartfelt greetings. My name is Adonai and I'm from the wonderful country of Eritrea. As you can see, I'm an agile warthog person. I'm vegan. As I wander along the plains, I love feeling the wind as it swirls around my body and mane of hair. May you also enjoy the breeze as it cools and refreshes and carries the scent of sweet flowers. Today, I'm excited to present our show, JJoan Ranquet, Vegan, on Telepathic Communication with Animal People Companions, Part 1 of 2. Miss JJoan Ranquet is an American animal people communicator and author and the founder of the Communication with All Life University. It's our privilege and pleasure to interview her. She will share her experiences of interacting with animal people and her insights about how we communicate and the loving qualities of our inherent nature.
So, the way that I teach animal communication is telepathy, which is the transference of pictures, words, and feelings. And a lot of times we think that that's some big mystical thing, but the truth is we're always doing telepathy. When we were little, we were sending pictures, words, and feelings to our caregivers. Basically, we've been doing telepathy since we were born. And as we learned language, we started to let go of our understanding of the pictures, words, and feelings. But our animals, they're all communicating with each other telepathically. I mean, sure, they're using body language and sound and other ways to communicate to each other, but the real way that they are communicating to each other is through telepathy. And so once we have a basic understanding of telepathy, then we are able to communicate, get a sense of what they're sending us.
And it's through seeing us, hearing us, and having so much respect and love for us that JJoan developed her communication abilities with animal people. Let's hear her explain how she first began developing the interspecies communication skill.
Very aware of being super connected to horses, to the dogs and cats, and even plants. I do know that I communicated with plants when I was little. In 1989, I got a horse, and she was absolutely my soulmate horse. I loved her more than anything in the world, and she was like a spiritual reflection of me. All the things I needed to learn, like at the time I was really studying mindfulness. If I was with her and I wasn't paying attention, if I wasn't in the moment, she would do something that would make me think, oh, I've got to come back to the present moment. So she was really like my spiritual teacher. I'd had an animal communicator come out and talk to her, and I loved it so much. Like, I felt so connected afterwards, and I felt this sense of just deep, deep connection. And not that I would lose it ever, but I just craved that kind of deep connection with her. And so I guess in the end, I really just thought, I don't want to have a middle person. I want to have that kind of connection myself.
I believe most people would immediately start transitioning towards a plant-based lifestyle if they only learned about the horror and suffering their dietary choices are imposing upon non-human animals. Melinda Hegedus, vegan.
Delightful viewers, I'm so glad to know that Joan has such a deep and meaningful connection with animal people of so many different species. We are going to pause as I take some moments to quench my thirst by a serene lake. When we return, we will learn about one of the amazing moments that Joan had as she was learning animal people communication. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to our show, JoJoan Ranquet, vegan on telepathic communication with animal people companions, part 1 of 2. We continue our story about Joan's relationship with her male person companion, Pet 1, who suffered health problems when she gave birth to her baby. Joan found that communicating with Pet 1 during that time was very important, especially as she was undergoing surgeries. Joan had been learning interspecies communication and ways to open herself up to this capability through an animal-people communication teacher and from insights she gained from a Native American. Their telepathic communication became invaluable once Pet 1 ascended to heaven, leaving her baby in Joan's loving care.
One of the things that with that young horse, so I was already communicating, it's pictures, words, and feelings. So at first it's really subtle until you've practiced for a while, and then it becomes more vibrant, if you will. And so the young orphan, he was really troubled by being an orphan, and yet I was so close to him. I was almost as close to him as I was to his mother. In many ways, I was more close to him. He was about 3 years old, and he was really full of beans. And I was out walking him up in the mountains, and I positioned him in such a way that I slid onto his back and hugged him around his neck. And I sat up, and as I sat up, he said, "I've been waiting for this." And it was so loud. I literally looked around to make sure I was all by myself. It was so loud. And I'll never forget that moment. That was really almost one of the many little initiations along the way.
Joan's love of communicating with us gorgeous animal beings was simply exuberant. She studied for about a year and simply had to share this with others.
Back then it wasn't very popular, so I was so excited, though I couldn't stop talking about it. And my excitement about it was infectious, and I got everybody hooked. And it was a very fun, wild ride. When I look back on it, it's like, boy, it's a good thing I was so excited and that I had a big mouth, because it wasn't that well known.
One of the many things that Joan discovered is that we animal folk deeply care about humans, especially our human families. Indeed, we will always treasure you and do what we can do to help you.
One of my stories that I tell in my book is this woman came to me with 2 dogs that were grieving. And so it was an older German Shepherd and a young lab. And they had lost the middle dog. And the oldest dog was still so upset. And the woman wanted to know why this dog was still grieving. And the dog told me that he wasn't grieving, and he was sad, but that he was also really worried about the youngest daughter, that she was really struggling with her homework. And the woman said to me, "Oh, my other 2 kids are A students and are off at Ivy League schools. She's not very academic." And so, there's nothing I could do about it. I just said, okay, well, that's what he seems to be worried about. Well, she called me that night because she went home and told her husband what was going on. And the husband said, let's get the daughter tested. And when they got the daughter tested, they found out she was dyslexic. So she was actually just as smart as the other kids, but like the dog said, she struggled with her homework. And so from that moment forward, she didn't struggle anymore. She got the help she needed, and the dog was fine. So, the dogs have the inside scoop of all the things that are going on in the household, and the cats and the horses. They all know what's going on for us. So in many ways, they can help us. They can see what we're struggling with and can help us release that.
JoJoan Ranquet is so in tune with the inherently beautiful nature of the animal persons whom humans share their lives with. She shares a deep respect and appreciation for people from the animal kingdom and revealed important information about our extraordinary loving nature.
I feel like every animal is wanting to be seen and heard as a complete individual, that they have their own karma, they have their own purpose, they have their own mission, they have their own reason for being here. And when we start to recognize those souls individually, the world will start to look at things like being kinder and being more vegan. And I feel like as we start to see them as that, we'll have more kindness for each other. So I feel like they're really, leading the charge here for us to be better humans.
Miss Ranquet, we couldn't agree more. We thank you for being a wise, loving vegan leader and interpreter between us, animal folk, and the humans of the earth. Please join again next Friday, February 25th for part 2 of JoJoan Ranquet Vegan on Telepathic Communication with Animal People Companions, where Miss Ranquet will share more interesting facts about us animal people through her inner communication with us. For more information on JoJoan Ranquet, please visit joanranquet.com.
No to vegan, because you don't want to get rid of any disease.
Noble viewers, thank you for your company today. Coming up next is Real Compassion and Moral Standards is the Real Solution, Part 18 of 22, on Between Master and Disciples, right after Noteworthy News. May your love and appreciation for animal people bloom brighter and stronger as you co-create a vegan world with us loving animal people.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/AW.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/AW.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/AW.
Chương trình của chúng tôi cung ứng nhiều ngôn ngữ. Xin xem suprememastertv.com/schedule và suprememastertv.com/AW.